So we're going to reflect back a little on last week from what we left off. And I know Reza is going to continue from to be a mental warrior. That's going to be the first topic that he's starting off with today. So take a note of that. Last week, you've been through to picture yourself successful before becoming successful. That was one of my highlights. So I absolutely love that. You know, practice your success. Also, you know, what was the other one? It was quite a lot. Focus on a few and not many. And that was another one that, you know, really resonated with me. Sometimes I'm looking to focus on the whole big globe, which sometimes there's a lot of inactivity, but we focus on the few that is very active. So I absolutely love that one. Believe and also passionately. So believe passionately, that is another great one because we need to believe what we're doing and the passion comes out naturally. All right, welcome everyone. I'm just going to stop, take a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this morning's training. Remember to grab your pen, pencil, paper, take notes, keep hydrated, take your FOL. Another one, don't be an expert. These are just topics that we've been through, the trainings that we've been through last week, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're new on the call, I'm just giving you a highlight of what last week's training was. Be tough as nails. So that's another one, be tough as nails, focus on people, strategies, become tough. And as Reza says, just like Nike, just do it. Oh, hello, Reza, welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Just hearing you talking about, pointing out the pointers, and I'm like, yes, yes.
Yes, I'm just reminding them about last week's training. And perfect. I need to share with you. So I need to give you, so I'm sharing now. So you have, you'll be able to share your screen.
Okay.
Wonderful. And I'm just going to take a, you're good?
Share, yep. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right, everyone. I'm just going to take a quick moment and introduce Reza to the call. So for those of you who are new on the call today and don't know who Reza Mesgarlou is, Reza Mesgarlou is from Ottawa, Canada, who joined Global Wealth Trade in 2005, but did nothing with the business for over 3 years. He decided he needed to get out of the government manager job in 28, and also so that he could have time freedom with his children. He took a good look at GWT business that had grown over 3 years without any effort on his part to almost 3,000 members, which was 7.5 million in volume. In 6 months, he had doubled his government manager income and retired from his job and helped 4 others to retire also. His career earnings exceed 3.2 million. He is a top 5-figure monthly income earner in the entire company and making more in a month than most people make in a year, ladies and gentlemen. Earning millions in 27 months. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to give a warm welcome to Reza Mesgarlou. That's going to be giving you, we are part 3 today. Ladies and gentlemen, how exciting is it? Put it in the chat, let us know. Welcome, Reza, to the call. It's all yours. Take it over.
Thank you so very much. And yes, we have a lot to cover today. Hopefully, all of you, if not most of you, caught the trainings, the first 2 parts. If you did not, make sure you get your hands on the recordings, which is available. And more importantly, I hope those who attended took notes, because these are the things, what I'm sharing with you is the stuff that I've personally gone through over the last, I've learned the mistakes I've made over the last 30 some odd years. Like I was barely out of high school when I hit the scene, and I always wanted to be the best version of myself. And some of it was tough. Some of it was tough for me to overcome, for me to make changes in. And you know what, sooner or later I had to do it. The only person I delayed by being stubborn was myself. The only one I delayed by not being organized was myself. The only one I hurt by not listening to those who know, who had the stripes, who had earned the stripes. What I mean by that, they have put their time in the industry, earned the income I was looking for. And you know what? I sooner or later, eventually, if I wanted to reach the best version of myself, to reach my potential, I had to make these changes. I had to learn this. And I'm sharing that with you over 3 Saturdays, 6 hours, really to do this properly. It's about 7 weeks. It's going to take, I was going through it because, to do properly, it's not, but I'm trying to do the best I can, but you need to take notes. You need to take notes. You need to question, or if you don't understand, dig it up, go in those venues, go in those areas and trying to see, how you can apply what I'm sharing with you here to the best possible way to yourself, to your business, to your people, to your downline, and so on and so forth, to your life. And number 26, well, anyways, we don't have numbers here, but it's the 26th point I'm sharing with you is being a warrior. Basically, what I like to do is, because we've all done it, some more than the others, to be a warrior doesn't mean to be a whiner, okay? Again, for those of you who don't know me that well, I tell it the way it is. I tell it straight up, no harm intended. If any, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to let you understand how you can become the best version of yourself, have a mindset and a mentality that consciously and subconsciously will operate at level 10, okay? So being a warrior does not mean a whiner. Let me tell you, I've seen some of the people, I've studied some of the greatest people, I'm sure you have too. Even on the passing, you've heard about people's story, where they started from, what they went through, Amazon not being profitable, I don't know, 7 years, Apple, the same thing, it should have been wiped out, but Apple somehow, I remember the first Macintosh, it was a joke, right? They're trying to go against this big thing that everybody else uses, right? But no, everybody, including myself, I thought Macintosh was dumb, but no, they came back and Apple, and look at where they are today, right? So people who drove these things, right? Again, I'm not a fan of any one of these individuals, nor any or best friend or enemy of these any of these individuals. I'm just pointing out the positive points and notes about them. And this one, for example, you look at people like Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs. You think he was a whiner? Donald Trump, you think he gave a damn? You think he's a whiner, right? Elon Musk. Some people love him, some people hate him, some people have a mixed feeling about him, like I do. You think he's a whiner? You think he gives a damn about what people say about him or what they think about? You think he sits there and says, oh my God, people don't like me, or oh my God, my business. No. He's zeroed in on what he got to do. And trust me, these people go through a lot of heartache. They go through a lot of challenges. They go through a lot of unexpected, sometimes expected, sometimes malicious, sometimes not malicious, okay? Things that comes their way. You think they sit there and whine about it? No. They're zeroed in and they got to do what they got to do. You think Remy Mesgarlou, I tell you something. He's my brother. He's my younger brother, but I'm telling you, he is a warrior. He is tough. I have seen a lot more than many of you, if not all of you, that I've seen. The challenges that have come his way. Let's talk about Opulence from the beginning that come his way. Things that happen, you think that he sat there and cried about it and whine about it? No, he dealt with it. He stayed focused. I remember, when he was presenting Opulence, our business, to people that he highly respected, because remember, we all started from the same place. We were all as a student at some point. I remember when he shared this baby, his company, with people that he respected and trusted, and their feedback, I don't think it was malicious. I think that was their honest opinion. Their feedback was that this company is not going to make it. You're not going to last a year. You're not going to do this and that. I mean, I'm just telling you so you can correct your course, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to work out for you. And the reason was, I don't know, you pay, the biggest common denominator, or the answers they gave was, you simply pay out too easily, too fast, and you send people to the beach. You send people to early retirement, and that was the whole plan, right? To have a company that actually will pay you as best as he can, to the tune of 70% of what comes into Opulence gets paid out to its people like yourself and myself, right? So you think he cared? I remember he was disappointed. I know he was pissed off. I know he was feeling somewhat way like, why are these people saying that? I don't think he was ever at any point ever worried, because he was zeroed in what he got to do, and he didn't give a damn what anybody said. He knew what he was going to do. He knew what he was going to create, and he did it. You think when I remember there was a lot gone into this company, a lot. He had put everything in this company, including his own health. I remember he would sleep at the office because he's working so late, right? At the beginning, obviously, you got to do a lot. And at the same time, you don't have the staffing, because you simply cannot afford to have ongoing big staffing until you make it, right? So they put it themselves. And what was amazing is that people that he got working with him, people who got, partnered up with us, with this company, every single one of them took on his work ethics, working hard, long, at the beginning, things starting to happen. But remember, you got to keep growing. You got to keep investing. You got to keep doing stuff. You got to keep evolving the company. So I remember he never once say, you know what, I am exhausted, or I can't do this, or oh my God, the mailman didn't show up, or yeah, he'd be voicing it, but he would not be whining about it. I don't know if I can do this, or he made it happen. He made it happen. Uncle Gates, Bill Gates himself, I think everyone knows, he doesn't give a damn. He doesn't whine. He doesn't care. He is doing continuously what he's doing, even if half the world is, don't like him, or I don't know what percentage. I don't know. But these guys are, they do what they got to do. We got to remember, the only one cares for yours more than you is nobody. Is you. No one cares for yours like you do for yourself. So you got to stay focused. No whining. Replace that energy you used to whine towards bettering yourself and your business and so on. Okay? Again, it's a process. I'm not saying to come to go from pancake to hard as nail. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying from someone who likes to always whine about anything. Oh, the water's too hot, the water's too cold, the weather's too hot, which has been in Ottawa. I think Toronto and all those places, it's been absolutely crazy. Record heat, right? And even I find myself, I'm like, man, this is too hot, way too hot. But you know what? I say, you know what? Don't complain too much, because cold is coming. And when the cold is coming, it's cold. So you know what? Make the best of the heat and, move forward. So to become a mental warrior, okay, you need to think a certain way, condition yourself a certain way, and you have to constantly work on those tasks. Okay. Sometimes people, are afraid of being different. Okay. Sometimes people are afraid of being different. I remember, again, going back to high school, a lot of people used to say, you and your brother are two different people. He doesn't mix it up too much. He is to himself a lot, or he's always dressed up, or he thinks differently, or the gloves he used to wear, which were really beautiful gloves, right? For driving and all that kind of stuff. Guys who are macho and all that. Those gloves, the sissy gloves. I don't know. You know what I mean? People who are special don't care about what other people say about them, because they know what they want. And they know these people, okay, these masses, you look at their lifestyle and you look at what they do. They're holding jobs, maybe a good job, maybe a bad job, maybe no job. I don't know. You see their homes, you see. So I'm not knocking anyone down, but they're not going to get you to where you want to go. So it took me a while to understand being different, called weird, okay, is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. You're amongst that small percentage who's different, who's weird, who wants and will go for what they need to get, where the masses, the 95% won't, right? Is it a good, what do you call it? Is it a good deal? So it makes you wake up. I don't want to think and act and live like this, for example, neighbor of mine who is 80 years old, 75 years old, and I've been neighbors with him for 20 years. And to end up like that, again, maybe he's happy, all to him, all the power to him. right? But you got to surround yourself. You got to look at people bigger than you, above you. And if they're not whining, if they're doing what they got to do to be who they want to be, then you need to put the whining aside, right? Some people, maybe they just want to fit in. Again, they want to fit in with the center of influence or with the people that they have surrounded themselves with. And these people whine. So guess what? It's normal to whine, right? No. You got to always, I remember one time someone said that the moment that you feel that you're comfortable, meaning in anything, whether it's your business, whether it's your project, whether it is your growth, whether it is your relationship, if you're not constantly setting new bars and accomplishing them, then you're not growing. And people don't like pain. People don't like discomfort, right? So they rather whine about things than do what they got to do about what they got to do. Now, let me see. Let me put this on mute or whatever you call it. Hang up. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, do you know I hate Androids? No, I'm trying to learn it. I know it's a lot better for business, but I'm telling you, it's taking me a while to learn. Okay, so we talk about that, being a mental warrior, right? Now, next, you got to leave your comfort zone. We're just talking about that, right? You got to leave your comfort zone. Most people have not attained material wealth because they have stayed in their comfort zone. How true is that? Most people have not attained whatever that you need money for, that you need wealth for, cash for, whatever you want to call it for, not credit, because they do not like to leave the comfort zone. Oh no, I can't buy this extra piece of land, even though I can pay for it monthly, but that means $400 a month more of payment towards this other thing. That means I still got to keep my Netflix. That means I still got to buy my case of beer a week. I cannot buy those. So therefore, I'd rather get my beer. I'd rather keep my Netflix. Again, I'm not picking on Netflix. I have Netflix for the kids, even though I don't watch it. But you understand, a lot of people, they don't want to leave the comfort zone. They don't want to give up on that beer. They don't want to give up that Netflix. They don't want to give up on a bowling night, or I don't know, whatever, in order to have to have that land ongoing, right? A lot of people are like that. They like to be in the comfort zone. And I tell you, everyone has an aunt, uncle, dad, mom, brother, sister, neighbor, family, distant family, or stuff we read in the newspaper, or with stories we hear from other people, right? That they have lost some money, a lot of money. They have lost a fortune at some point, taking a risk towards something. This is something we're exposed to since we were little babies. I know my mom, my brother, everyone says, how do you remember stuff from when you were 2, 3 years old? Well, we have ears. We listen, and maybe interested me for me to be able to remember it. But we hear stories. Oh my gosh, this and so when I bought a house here, or when I did this, or I invested into a business, or whatever, and things didn't pan out, and they lost a fortune. We grew up with that. We see it. Foreclosure here, that over there, that over there, that over there. And people say, don't wear yourself thin. Like, don't stretch yourself so much that you're thin, like on thin ice, right? We hear that all the time, but we hear all these horror stories. I mean, who wants to lose things? Who wants to lose even $1, yet alone, So what happens in return? We stop taking risks. We stop taking steps. We stop taking chances, right? Anything that I personally know that's made anyone wealthy is because they have taken some kind of a risk. Some have taken bigger risks. Some have taken medium risks. Some have taken small risks. And there's a few who got lucky. They took no risks, okay? But this is where comfort zone is not your friend. Comfort zone does not allow you to grow. If you think that, hey, I already speak English, then you're not going to learn anything else because you already speak English, right? Why not learn French? Why not learn Spanish? Why not learn, I don't know, whatever, Creole? You know, I'm trying to learn. It's fun. Sometimes I mix up two languages I'm trying to learn into one. And I'm like, no, hold on a minute. This is not Spanish. This is French, right? So this is where comfort, to be comfortable. When I hear someone says, oh, I ask people, how's your business doing? Oh, I'm comfortable. My business is doing okay. Right there and then I know that business is not going to be sustaining itself because this person is comfortable with what he or she is doing. And when you're comfortable, you're not ahead of the curve. You're not thinking ahead. And because you're not thinking ahead, you're not taking the proper steps to evolve. And all of a sudden you find yourself, your business cut into half. How often do we hear this? Someone's business just went down. They were doing really good. Last we heard, they were doing awesome. All of a sudden the business went like that and they had to shut it down or they're in trouble. Why? Because they were comfortable with their business, right? Same with our business in Opulence. I am never comfortable with my business. Yes, you heard me right. I always have that butterflies. I am always worried, even somewhat paranoid, okay? Because I know it's a business. I have learned it over the years. I cannot say, hey, I made $500 this week. That's great. All of a sudden, I'm going to go celebrating for the next 3 months that I made $500 this week. I'm just using an example, right? Or $10,000 a week, or $20,000 a week. It's great, awesome. Yes, do celebrate your victories, but already be on to the next one, the next target, the next goal, right? You can't get too comfortable. I see this far too often. Over the last 32 years, I have seen this far too often. I see some really good people. They come in, they are like a sponge. They listen, they learn, they apply. Sometimes they get success quick, sometimes it takes a little while, sometimes it takes a long time, but finally they get traction because they keep doing it, right? They get traction. Now they start making money. All of a sudden they start making a lot of money, right? Money that they never made before. I've seen this so often, I can give you hundreds of examples, right? And all of a sudden, in our industry, we call it going to the beach. It doesn't necessarily mean the beach itself, but you know what I mean. They go on holidays. They go disappearing. They don't respond to their downline. They don't respond to the prospects. They stop following up. And they say that I'm on vacation now. I'm not saying don't go on vacation. Absolutely, you got to go on vacation. But I tell you something I learned that I never did, right? I was told by someone who was earning, not one person, many people, that first $50,000 a month or first 50 months, okay? Follow the system, do not divert from what's bringing you success before you think of going to the beach. Because this person knew I was not here to make some money. I was not in this industry to do okay. I didn't pick on this task so I can make some money ongoing and, save for the future. No. They knew I'm here for total, absolute, brutal success. I was here to do exceptional. I was here to absolutely secure my future, everything that went with it. And they told me outright, they didn't sugarcoat it. And they said, we talk about being an expert, right? Until you hit your 50K per month, do not act like an expert even then. So again, the point is you got to get out of your comfort zone. Anytime you feel you're comfortable, you create yourself some discomfort. How do you create some discomfort? By upping the targets, by making it bigger, better, more expansion, more so on and so forth. Celebrate your little victories, whether it's product sales, whether you reach the number of customers. Your target was to have 10 customers this month. You got it. Beautiful. Now your target should be, you got 10 customers. You need 10 more customers the following month, right? And the following month, you got 20 customers. Out of 20, I don't know, 15 of them are still ordering. The other 5 you got to follow up with, but you know what? Get 10 more customers because your overall target is 100 customers. So get out of that comfort zone, guys. Comfort zone will not allow you to grow. Trust me on that. Even when it comes to a relationship, don't get too comfortable with your partner, whether you're a male or a female. Okay, I'm no counselor of any sort, but I do see it. Don't get too comfortable. Always, always, always pay attention and be on your toes, and don't get too comfortable. You know, if you used to make breakfast, you don't make breakfast. If you used to do the laundry, you don't do the laundry. If you used to come home with flowers, you don't come with flowers. If you used to take initiative to take vacation, now you don't. All that kind of stuff, right? So don't get too comfortable. Now, what I wanted to talk about is that basically the story is you got to take risks. You got to take the risk, and look at all the billionaires. They have taken risk upon risk upon risks. And that is something that is a fact. As a matter of fact, I remember I heard something about average millionaire in North America has gone bankrupt 1.75 times. Imagine that, including Uncle Trump. Okay? Look at him, he's still a billionaire, right? So that's because they take risks. Next thing I cannot teach you, you can teach yourself and be aware of. We talked about this a little bit last week. You gotta love what you do. You have to love what you do, okay? I'll tell you something. People who love what they do, it shows in their demeanor, in their body language, into their social media, in the way they talk, you can tell they love what they do. They don't just say, I love what I do. No, you can tell, you can feel that they love what they do. They have so much pride in what they do. They have so much love and trust for the company, their members, the partners, the product line, okay? They love what they do. And when you love what you do, it's not work anymore. Yes, you'll get tired. Yes, you get exhausted, but you love what you do. You cannot wait till you wake up the following day to do more of it, right? One of the things that happens to me a lot, I've been talking about it a lot. I've been talking about it a lot. I even when I took the action of having a second phone, right? I'll tell you why. 1 second. I don't like carrying 2 phones. I know some of you guys carry 3, 4, 5 phones. My mom has, I don't know, 5 phones, different numbers. I don't know for what. Anyways, I'm sure she has a reason. I do not like to carry more than 1 phone. And unfortunately for me, 1 phone is not going to work. I need 2 phones. Number 1 reason why I need 2 phones is so when it's time for me to rest, whether it's midnight, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the, doesn't matter what time. So when I go to sleep, this phone does not ring half hour later to wake me up. Because once I'm awake, I'm awake. Now I have the day ahead, which I have to deal with, the stuff that I got to do, my responsibilities and so on. Now I will be grumpy. I will be not efficient. I would not be as sharp as I should be because I did not get my sleep. And I'm someone who doesn't need that much sleep, right? I can get 4 or 5 hours of good sleep. I'm good to go. Anything more than 5 hours, I believe is a waste of time, right? If you're sleeping good, 4 or 5 hours is good. Make it 6, right? And I got a second line so I can turn off my business line. So that way, if my loved ones, most importantly, my kids, God forbid, something happens that they need me, they don't live with me. They live down the street, not far, but they're 10-minute drive, right? So in case they need me, they can get a hold of me, right? So I got a second number, I got the second phone. You think I'm using it? No, I'm not, because I am always expecting something somewhere, a message from somewhere, a different market. Remember, we're in so many countries around the world, different time zones. My phone never rests. There's always a message coming in. Always somebody's, they see me online. Sometimes I'm not even online. I don't know how that works. Maybe because I use my computer to be on WhatsApp. It shows that I'm online, even though I'm not. They message me, they call me or whatever. And I gladly take it. I gladly take it. Some of you guys on this call know at 3 a.m. at 3:30 a.m., at 4 a.m. You messaged me and I responded, right? Today, I did not stay up late. Today, actually, last night, I went to bed early because I was exhausted from the day before because I had to do a 6 in the morning. I had forgotten 6, 8 in the morning, but 6, the call started. I had to do the closing part, right? And only I realized that when it was 4 in the morning, I'm like, you know what? 4 in the morning, I'm not even sleeping. So anyway, make a long story short, I got no sleep, so I was tired. And into last night, I said, you know what? I have to get some rest. I lie down at around 9 p.m. and I woke up at 3 a.m. That was my 6 hours. I feel good. But, okay, when the phone at 3 a.m. I was still just woke up or whatever, my phone was messages are coming in. I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no. You know what I mean? I know people that have job mentality, and they bring those habits into their business. They bring a job mentality into a business. Remember, we talk about people who want to give you 6 hours worth of work at the job. They want to give 6 hours worth of work or less for 8 hours worth of pay, right? Remember those people? That's a lot of people. If they can get away with giving you less hours, they will, but they expect their 8 hour worth of pay because they've been on the clock for 8 hours. And the moment that clock is clicked, they're off the clock, then they're gone. They don't care what's happening at that establishment. There is some individuals who actually don't think that, even though they're employees, those are special people. That doesn't matter if they're off the clock, they'll clock back in or they stay because they know the establishment needs their help. But majority have the job mentality. Sorry, I put in my 8 hours. I gotta go. I don't know. Disciples waiting for me. We got these people waiting for me. We got that people waiting for me. So don't bring that here into your business, guys. Okay? This is your business. I tell you what successful people do in business. They're on call. They're on duty 24/7. They're on duty 24/7. Why? Because they put their money investment into what they want to do, what they love to do, and they want to do it and make sure it is successful. Number one, you got to pay that money back from whoever you got it from, or your own life savings, right? That keeps you on your toes. Secondly, they want to make it successful, and they love what they do. So these folks, they do not say, you know what, I put in my 8 hours, I got to go. These folks are not going to say, oh, customer calls and complains about something or has a concern about something. Say, oh, I'm sorry, it's not my department, or I'm sorry, it's not our establishment. UPS has something wrong going on, or no. You're going to assist them. You're going to say, I'm really sorry to hear that, but let me look into it for you. Even though it's not us, for example, it's the delivery people, whether it's DHL, whether it's FedEx, whether it's whatever. Don't say, you know what, there's a tracking and go check it out for yourself. Don't do that. What I think you won't do it because you love your business, you love what you do. You're gladly going to check into it for them. You're gladly going to assist them to make sure that customer has a good experience, right? So you have to love what you do. If you do not love what you do, then you're in the wrong business. I'm telling you outright, because you're going to bring that job mentality into this, and because you don't love what you're doing, it's easy to say, you know what, it's not for me, it's not working, and miss on the fortune to be had. If you have made that adjustment and understood that this is a business, that it's not a job, right? You have to love what you do. I remember, take a look at it. There are certain groups that we have. There's groups that is, let's say, the intimate behind the scene groups, or some groups like Renee with me in it, with some people. Renee's my three, we call it. Sanaz and Ramin, and you know what I mean? The name goes on and on and on. These people work tirelessly. They work tirelessly. They don't have 5-hour day week. I don't even know what 5-hour day week is. I am the boss. I'm in charge. It's my business. I don't know what 5-hour day is. 5-hour week, 5-hour day. Forget it. 5-hour week. I don't know what that is. Okay. So because I love what I'm doing, it doesn't feel like I'm working. It doesn't seem like, well, when do you work? Well, this is my schedule. This is what I break it down into whatever. This is the time that I'm off for dinner with kids, or this is the night I have the kids on Thursdays. And, you know, whatever. I see a message come in, I scope through it. If it needs my assistant, I answer it. I attend to it. And this is because I love doing what I do, and I want to make sure that it is all good. Okay? If you're not passionate about them, then basically it's going to get old. If you're not passionate about what you do, I know some people get bored of the tours. They get bored of the training. Saturday morning protocol, forensic. I don't know how you can get bored of it, but I know people personally that constantly want to change something. They constantly come up with ideas. You know what, this tour, maybe we should do this. I mean, you know what? Ideas are welcome, but focus on what got you going, and that is the tour itself. It's not for you to get bored of. This is for a new person that's going to see it. So love every bit of this tour. Love it. And every time you see it, act like it's your first time seeing it. Okay? Act like, show the excitement. Like, wow, like I do, like Drusilla does, like Rebecca does, like Amarjeet does, like Renee does, like so many people, you know, stepwise. I mean, I can name you a lot of people, like Ronan, like the list goes on and on and on. These folks, when they see a tour, they're not acting excited, they truly are excited. That's why when you give them the mic, they don't know when to get up. You know, they're so excited, they don't know when to stop because they're excited, right? And this is where you need to pay close attention. Do not get bored, because if you get bored of what you do, it becomes old. It becomes old, you don't put effort. You don't put effort, gone, right? Okay, I've seen that over the last 16 years right here in Opulence. Some really good people with good talent came in, made some good money, right? And they got bored. They got bored. They started to neglect, not show the enthusiasm and excitement, not be out there in everyone's face, let everyone know how happy they are, because they lost that happiness, they lost that excitement, and you know, they're not around anymore, unfortunately. Or they got into semi-retirement, or some of them into full retirement. I can do 12, 14-hour days, okay? Day after day after day after day, week after week. I can do that. And I do that sometimes. And you know what? My excitement, my passion does not go away. A lot of you know that when you see me, my 6th webinar one day, and I am at level 10. I am at level 10. Why? Because I love what I do. I think I made the point. Let's get on to the next points, because we have a lot of points to cover. All right. Life is a journey. I hear that all the time. We talked about it last week again. And, you know, I don't know if we covered this last week or not, but I'm going to walk you through it quickly. Make your life into a process. Make your business into a process. Don't look at the results immediately. People with job mentality, they put 8 hours, they're going to get paid for 8 hours. They put in 40 hours last week, they're going to get paid for 40 hours. They put some overtime, they're going to get time and a half or double time and a half, even though most of it goes back to taxes. They expect that, right? These people are called result-oriented. People who get into this business, and over the weekend, they want to make $1 million, and they don't make $1 million, all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I didn't make my million, right? No. That's called result-oriented. Here in Opulence, you can enjoy results, but be focused on the process. It's the process that will give you ongoing income, residuals that you can pass to families, to your downed loved ones. Income 16 years later, it keeps coming like clockwork every Tuesday. This income keeps coming, right? Why? Because at the beginning, I told you guys, my first 6 months, I did not touch my commissions. I did not touch a penny. I just put it all aside. I wanted to know what it was going to be like in the 6 months. I started August 1st, 2008. I wanted to know by January 1st, 2009, how much I had earned, and I wanted to focus as if it's not coming in. I wanted to be on that process. So if you are result-oriented, you will get disappointed because you made no money this week. You made no money last month. You made no money in the last 3 months, or very little money in the last 3 months. Now you're not going to point the finger at yourself. You're not going to look in the mirror. You're going to say, man, I spent so much to join this business, launch my shop, and I see people making money, but I'm not making any money. You're not going to say, I'm not doing anything. Or I planted some seeds, I've done some work that I need to step it up. Or maybe you have. Maybe your goal and target was to put 5 hours a week, right? But that's a process you need to follow for weeks, months, and years, depending on your target and how fast you want to get there. But I guarantee you, if you're process-oriented, you'll never lose focus, you'll never be disappointed, and you will reach your targets, however small or however big they may be, with adjustment and tweaking. So be process-oriented, okay? Seize the opportunity. Basically, you've got to seize the opportunity, right? Right now is the greatest wealth transformation in the history of mankind. The last one was in the 80s. This one is going to make that one look like a little stream in some corner of the sidewalk. This is what's happening, guys. Why? Stay-at-home economy. Remember that. This is what's going on worldwide. Some have been hit with more of it, and some not just yet. Companies are keeping people at home. Businesses are run from home. You're forced to work from home, right? Right now, there's so much going on. I don't want to do a training on wealth transfer that's happening right now, but it's happening right now, right? I'm sure you look at the 80s and say, oh, I wish I had bought into these stocks. I wish I had partnered up with so-and-so. I wished. And you didn't because you were too busy wondering what everyone else is doing it, because they're saying negative. They didn't do it. You didn't do it, only to realize what a mistake that was, that you should have never listened to these people, right? I'll explain to you one thing. I'm a big, I'm guilty of that, big time. I'm very guilty of that, right? Why? Because I remember in the recession of, I think it was 2005-ish, 2003-ish, somewhere around there, 2002 maybe, I don't remember. I remember Ramin and I were looking at this beautiful property, beautiful house, unbelievable, massive, off this main road. Garages going in, garages existing from the back, having to come out this way. We were looking to buy a house together, and we saw the house. And we have this family member who we call our second mom. She advised, because at that point, this property was in a different province, even though it's only 5-minute drive, or a swim away, or a canoe ride away, because from my backyard, the water, then across the water is where this house was. We were told that this province is no good. The properties in this province do not gain in value. This province is going to separate. You're going to need a passport, a visa to go from Ontario into Quebec. Don't. And having a lot of respect, especially for this family friend, second mom. I hope she's not on the call. We didn't buy that house. Instead, we bought one on this side of the river. And I tell you, another property, which was a commercial property, on our way to our vacation spot, which was on the way to that vacation spot, which was a delta. So we come from the lower road and the upper road, that delta piece of land. I remember 2 signs on it, selling for $44,000 a piece. This is in early 90s. That's when Quebec was supposed to separate, right? And we were told not to, so we didn't. Well, let me tell you, not only Quebec didn't separate, not only you don't need a passport to go there, it's a beautiful place. It's only a canoe ride away, or you cross over the bridge. The delta, the commercial property with the house, the mansion that we did not buy, which would have cost us at the time around $400,000 for all of it, cannot get it for less than $10 million right now. And I'm talking about mid-low 2000s till now. $10 million. Because I know the person who bought the commercial property, and I know the person. I stopped. He pained me, he hurt me. I stopped at the house too, and I saw the guy with a lot of nice cars and conversation. And so, yeah. So never fail to seize opportunity. Didn't you wish your grandparents and parents, when these opportunities presented themselves to them, they took action? Because if they did, you wouldn't be here right now. You'd be probably Malibu somewhere in the world enjoying your millions upon millions. Bitcoin. Anybody familiar with Bitcoin? I was not. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to know about it because I was approached by some people that use Bitcoin in a different format that's illegal. But as an asset, the cryptos, yes, there's somewhat of risk involved with them, but as it goes on, there's less and less risk, right? I don't want to give you a lesson on that either, but only recently I realized the same way I buy gold, the same way I buy silver, the same way I buy properties that appreciate in value, the same way my dollars, whether it's in the bank or under my pillow or in my safe, is depreciating. So it'd be absolutely ludicrous to keep cash on hand. Even Warren Buffett, you know what he's worth, right? He's in the top 5 richest people in the world, as far as I know. He said he keeps less than 5% in liquid cash of his $80-70 billion wealth. Less than 5%, he keeps it in liquid cash. The rest are all tied up in appreciating assets. And I heard about Bitcoin. No, I was deaf to it only last year in October. I got to understand. Forget about these people that are trying to get you in a company to buy Bitcoin and deal Bitcoin and become a trader and all those risky stuff, which I know people lost. They have lost their livelihood. They have absolutely got wrecked by trying to play that game, whether it's legally or whether just losing everything. No, that's what I'm talking about. The cryptos, the good ones, the top 2 as an asset, right? It's a good thing to buy it and forget it, because something that was worth pennies in the 2000s, early years, right now worth upward of $50,000 Canadian. So even if you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin or recently the Ethereum, and again, I'm not giving you advice, I'm just sharing with you. If I'd spent $1,000 right now, that would be, let's say, a penny a share. 1,000 times 50 is how much? 1,000 of them, each one worth $50,000. I'll let you go on your calculator and figure it out. Okay, I know Nancy's doing it already. Okay, love you guys. So never fail to seize opportunity. Right now, you got an opportunity with this company and with everything else happening in this world. And we have the right company, right products, right training, absolutely right everything. Take action. Do not be like the masses who see, understand, never do anything about it till the opportunities pass them. And they're going to say, you know, I remember in 2020, 2021, 2019, 2018, 2005, I heard about this company. Either I joined, I didn't do anything, or I didn't do nothing about it at all. And look at them today. Look at all the millionaires. This is a company that's become $1 billion program. And since they pay 70% of everything that comes in out to their people, they have created a lot of millionaires, right? 5-figure earners, 6-figure earners, people who want to supplement their income, right? That nice retirement income or whatever. Don't let that pass you, okay? Seize the opportunity, because we wished our parents and grandparents did that, right? Unfortunately, they didn't. So that's that. Minimize your regrets. I just talked about it, okay? Basically, what you want to do is surround yourself with greatness, okay? The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler of any country, any establishment, okay? The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men or women he has surrounding him. I'm going to repeat it. Whenever you want to know about an individual that is significant, let's say a ruler of a country, or a CEO of a company, or an establishment, a construction company, or whatever group of people, right? You want to know how good he is and how well he's going to do. Look around who he or she is surrounded by. And that will give you the answer of, is this the person you want to, engage in, whether business-wise, relationship-wise, partnership-wise, I don't know, circle of friend-wise. So basically, if I was to judge anyone of who they are, I will look at the center of influence, who they're hanging with. I'm not saying be superficial, but it matters. Look at who they're hanging with. Again, not be superficial, but do they even drive a car? Right? Don't get me the wrong way, guys. This call is not for the sensitive. I'm just telling you because I want to help you with your mindset. I'm not saying to become superficial, because at any point in our life, sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. But I'm talking about in general, right? What I do is I look at people, and if I want to be the best version of myself, and I got to find people who are better than myself. And how do I know these people are better than myself? One of the ways to look at them is look at who they're hanging around with. What is their pastime? Stuff like that. So I know Dan Penny used to say, if you hang around with monkeys, then you got a zoo. I definitely don't want to have a zoo. I'll go visit the zoo, but I don't want to have a zoo around me, right? So minimize your regrets. Be wise. Next, you want to be a high performer? No problem. That's what we're here for. What is the common denominator amongst high performers? These people simply get more out of a day than masses do. When they decide to work on a project or whatever it is, they get more out of they'll do that and 5 other things or 4 other things or 3 other things when we're still struggling with the first one. These are the high performers. These are the people who perform fine, right? We are going through all of them point for point so we can make ourselves, our brain, our habits condition into that we become that high performance individual by applying these little things, right? So high performing people just simply get more done out of a day, right? They get paid so much more because of the value they bring to the company, value that they bring to the job site, value they bring to the business. These are high performing people, right? We always hear about individuals that go from 0 to hero in record time, from nothing to something in record time, or not so record time, depends on matter of perception. If 2 years is a long time, well, let me tell you, 50 years is a lot longer, only for you to find out you're not where you want to be, right? So if you have people in our industry, in our company, that are reaching from a retailer to an advisor within a day or two, then beautiful, congratulations. Now they become an advisor. If they become from advisor to MGRS qualifier in the first week because they have no experience, that's awesome, congratulations. If they become an LD1 in the first month, that is awesome, congratulations, right? This is where, we hear stories like that all the time. And this is where you want to always focus on, okay, we did this, what's next? We talk about that, right? Not wait, celebrate for weeks, then all of a sudden you lost what you brought in because you weren't there to attend to it. Now you got to go back to start again, right? So be a high performer through your process that we talk about, okay? Always, 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 always press the envelope, push the envelope. What do I mean by that? Okay, I'm talking about mentally, emotionally, physically, right? There's a lot of things I don't like to do. I'll tell you right now. I hate heights. I do not like heights. You know, I did not like flying. I hated flying. I absolutely hated flying. Every time I was on the flight, I couldn't wait till we landed. Over the last, I don't know, 15 years, 14 years maybe, I can be on a plane, it can do acrobatic moves, it can be doing all kinds of craziness. I'm okay, I'm at peace, right? Why? Because I had to condition myself with the stats, facts, and the areas that worried me, like what happens to my kids if this plane falls, that made me the most uncomfortable. I went and took care of that part too. So if something happens to me, of course, we don't want that to happen, God forbid. But if something happens to me, I know financially they're set. I know they're going to be okay, right? That was the part that was making me very uneasy every time I got on the plane, which is really odd for someone that was born to a diplomat mother and businessman father and has been in the industry for 30 years and flown all over the world. Why am I going backwards when it comes to flying? The problem, the worry was that what I just told you. So I took care of that. I don't care about flying at all, but I still don't like heights. I do not like heights. People come up with some crazy ideas. I remember when I was in Australia, Ronan was saying, oh, we're going to do something exceptionally fun today. I'm like, what's that? He said, we're going to go skydiving. I said, no, thank you. He says, why not? It's going to be fun, man. It's safe. I said, I know. I just have no desire for it. I've already done it. Because you have, oh, you have. I said, yes, I have. But I have no desire for it. I don't like it. I've jumped 3 times when I was a teenager. I took a course. I went up there. And I remember the first time. See, they do a lot of training in class in the gymnasium. In like over books. Then they take you to this thing that's supposed to be the plane. Then you hang off of it in the gymnasium floor. And they practice the jumping part. I did all of that. Now it was time for 3 jumps. We got 3 jumps with that course, I remember. And we went to the local airport, small airport, which is about, I don't know, 40 minutes from where I'm sitting. We went on the plane. There was a mix of students, females and males, right? And we went up this plane. It was a Cessna. It was a tiny plane. It felt like body panels are going to fly off. I don't know if you've been on those little Cessnas, especially when they open the doors at 3,000 feet. It feels like this plane is going to fall apart. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I sign up for? We're up there, everybody's sitting, ready to jump. Now, one of the instructors jumps with you. He sees everyone out and jumps with you. And you got the instructor at the ground, at the bottom, there's a big plus, big circle that you got to land within that circle or as close as possible. And if you do, you get some more free jumps. So we're up there. They open the doors. It's time to jump. I'm like, no freaking way. I'm not jumping. No. I'm good. I don't want to jump. Until I noticed people are jumping. As they're jumping, it's becoming my turn. And I'm like, what do I say? I seen a few girls jumped right before me. And the girls jumped, and I'm going to say, no, that's not going to look good. You know what I mean? It's going to be embarrassing. You know what? Just do it. And I did jump, right? And I looked at it. Yes, it was cool. Yes, it was nice. Nobody out of this class landed within that circle or the plus. You have this big speaker on your chest. The instructor on top and the instructor at the bottom is talking to you nonstop. Parachutes open automatically, but you got to check after 5 seconds. If they're not open, pull the emergency, you know. So it was not bad at all, but I've done it 3 times. You know, I got that out of the way. Bungee jumping. People are saying you got to do bungee jumping. We did the zip lining in Mexico. This company took us to our, you know, when you hit LD3 and above, you take you to this unbelievable Playa del Carmen, Mexico, this 6-star resort, which I always talk about. And expeditions every day. One of them was zip lining. I thought it was zip lining, right? They never told me there's 10 zip lining one after the other, going over jaguars and crocodiles, and each one gets taller and taller and taller. And one thing they forgot to tell me is once you go through the first one, there's no going back. There is no way back. At least that's what they told me. Because after I went to the first one, I look at the second, third, fourth, fifth. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going over the jungles. And look at how high they're becoming. I said, you know what? I don't want to go anymore. I told the instructor quickly. He says, there's no way back, my friend. I said, how come no one told me about this before we do this? But nevertheless, I went through it all. It was fun. So push the envelope. Do not chicken out. Do not shortchange yourself. Am I going to do the bungee jumping? Probably. I hate it, absolutely hate it. But I'm going to probably do it just to get it out of the system. Say, hey, I've done it, right? So we always hear stories of average person basically accomplishing extraordinary things. It's all possible in Opulence too, like we just told you. In Opulence, you have everything handed to you. From the product involved, we have the absolute best products in the world, guys. If you don't know that yet, it's because you have not used them, ordered them, or been on the product calls, have not been paying attention. We have the absolute best in fashion. We have the absolute best in skincare. We have the absolute best in health products. A fountain of life. Are you kidding me? This has to be the product of the century, if not ever. It is that good, and it's exclusive to us. We have the product side covered. Now they come with the sterling, micro silver spray. It just doesn't stop. It is insane. So we have that covered already, right? We have that covered already. The composition plan, which I've talked about last week, I'm telling you again, there's no composition plan in this planet by any company that's older than 5 years that can even compare. Meaning you get paid the top, the best there is. The percentage-wise you get paid, the easiness of getting paid, it's all there for you, right? So what is holding you back from going out there when you have the support, when you have the trainings, when you have absolutely everything in your favor handed to you on a silver platter? Why? Because you maybe don't want to be out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's too much work. Maybe you don't have the self-esteem. Maybe you're scared. Maybe, I don't know. Different people have different reasons. But let me tell you, in order for things to change, you have to change first. We all know the true definition of insanity is keep doing what you've been doing and expect different results. Do we all agree? So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone and push the envelope. All right, let me go through this a little bit better, okay? There are three types of people, okay? Three types of people. People who make things happen. People who watch things happen. We call them the audience. And people who wonder what the heck did just happen. Okay, there are three types of people. Which one do you want to be? Which one are you? It's not too late to change, but which one are you? Are you the one that's taking action, leading with this business, putting yourself out there, eliminating the time wasted in your life and put it towards what can make your future what you want it to be? Are you that individual? Or you're that other individual just watching things happen, telling yourself one day, one day, one day. I have a friend of mine, very talented, renovations, construction. It's massive. He's really good at it. And if you live in Canada or US, you know how big construction is, right? He's a stay-at-home dad, nothing wrong with it. But I know that's not what he wants. He doesn't want to live off the income of the wife. In his mind, he wants to open a construction company and start rolling in the millions, at least hundreds of thousands of dollars easily. And he's got the talent for it. I remember when he sold his traditional business, when he got married, that was a long time ago. His wife had a good job with the government. He wanted to take, I remember clearly, he bought a brand new SUV and he wanted to go across Canada and US, which I encouraged him to do with the new wife and the parents. which they did. And he was going to take a year off. And after a year, he was going to come back and start pursuing this construction business. 20 years later, he's still talking about it. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't hurt enough. Maybe he's not satisfied with the way he lives, but he's not displeased enough either. Maybe, I don't know what the problem is. So this is where you got to be the person that make things happen, or you're going to be that individual. There are people right now that heard about Opulence in 2005, right? And when they come across, oh my God, I heard about this company when they came to Montreal. I went to the meeting. You did? Yes. What did you do? Oh, nothing at the time. How's the company doing? Well, here, go take a look. And they kick themselves for not taking action then. When I tell them it's not too late, you can do it now. But don't be the one that watches things happen, okay? How do I press myself? Because I'm always setting bigger targets, bigger goals, right? From the time I started to become LA, LD1, LD2, LD3, LD4, to expansion into different markets and countries, and which I'm still doing. So this is how I always set bigger goals and targets for myself, and you should too. Build good habits, okay? Build good habits, and basically, how do you build good habits? By getting rid of bad habits, okay? How do you build good habits? By getting rid of bad habits, okay? And how do you do that? Is basically, you got to be conscious of having those bad habits, first of all, right? You got to make sure that you know that you have these bad habits, okay? And excellence is not a one-time habit, okay? Excellence is not a one-time act, okay? It's a habit. Excellence is not a one-time act, but it's a habit. So how do we reach excellency? How do we reach the level of excellence? Well, by eliminating the bad habits. How do we do that? First of all, you got to establish. Don't be in denial that you have bad habits. We all have bad habits. I have a lot of bad habits, right? Some of them I know, and some of them maybe I don't know. I have no idea. But we all have bad habits. And the only way we can get rid of these bad habits, be conscious of it, and plan towards it by eliminating it with good habits. All right? I know I'm going to pick up my best friend, my good friend, Lucy Caranja. She always mentions that she spends a lot of time in the evening time by watching Judge Judy. I guess she's one of the 80 million viewers. I've seen Judge Judy, it's funny. And I don't know how much time Lucy spends on it, but based on her words, that she's going to cut out Judge Judy and put that time towards building her business. Now, I don't know if it's because excessive amount of hours. I don't know if it's the time that the Judge Judy is being aired. I don't know. But I remember her at least recognizing that Judge Judy part is slowing her down from LD3 and 4 and all the great things in this business, right? So you got to make sure that you're worth it. Right now, most have poor habits, most people, like I said to you guys, okay? Whether, parents, friends, media, YouTube, people we've been surrounded ourselves with, okay? People are our center of influence. If we live in a neighborhood where, these are the things that gives us the habits that we don't necessarily crazy for, but it seems somewhat normal. I remember one gentleman, again, one of my mentors, billionaire, saying that if you live in a neighborhood that is high in crime, if you live in a neighborhood where people are constantly getting in trouble by the police, getting imprisoned, chances are highly likely, high probability that you're going to be arrested too. He looked at me and tell me straight up. And what he was trying to make me understand was, if I have surrounded myself with people who are doing things that are not constructive, people that are not making me grow, things will end up looking normal. I have to remind my kids all the time, you know, the new kids, right? The new generation, right? Y Gen 2, but especially the Z Gen. They think everything they see on social media is real. They think YouTube videos, what's it called, that the TikTok, whatever it's called, right? All those stuff is funny. It's good entertainment. They literally take it that as if it's real. I know our Z Gen boys and girls, they see this stuff and they think that is the proper way of conducting or representing your family or going about life. You know, things that were not acceptable a short few years ago is acceptable now. Cussing, swearing, dressing the way you dress, how the relationships are supposed to be, or what's acceptable today is not, in reality, it's not acceptable. When you want to go to the levels, unless, for example, I don't want to pick on this Cardi B lady, right? I don't know if you guys know this Cardi B or not. She used to be an exotic dancer, whatever she did, to become a rapper, and now she is a role model to a lot of younger generations, right? They look at her, she's successful, she makes a lot of money, she dresses almost wearing nothing, she wears almost nothing, she's a wife and she has a kid, so that becomes the role model. But that's not reality, guys. I'm just using that as an example, right? That's not reality. Just because it happened for her out of billions, for whatever circumstance or whatever, doesn't mean it's going to happen for the masses. It's not. That's not reality. That's not how it is. So what you got to do is basically fill in those dots and the gaps with people that will help your mindset, that'll help, they will stretch your imagination, they will help you grow for the better, you know, that'll help you grow, that you want a better house, a bigger car, an exotic car, a better car. All of a sudden a Hyundai doesn't cut it, Toyota is not, you know what I'm saying? It's helping you grow. Income levels are well. She's got a really good job. I hear that all the time. She has a really good job. Really? Yeah. What does she do? Oh, she works for the government. Okay. So she has a job with the government. Okay. What's so good about it? Oh man, she makes 80,000 a year. Okay. 80,000 a year, right? Okay, but she still got to work till 65, right? Yeah. Okay. And she still has to take limited vacations. She still has to do what everyone else. So that is not necessarily, okay, someone you want to look as a role model or build good habits with. So always be conscious of the people you're with and habits you're going to make and habits you're going to develop to have a good habit, replace the bad ones with good ones. That's simple. Okay. This is
LD4 Reza. May I add one little point to that one, to this particular slide?
okay. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, we live in an environment, especially me as a child, that bad boys were always cool. They get the girls and doing bad things and bad habits. For certain characters, they might not get the point of view. So I wanted to add something little. Instead of actually looking at good or bad habits, why don't you recognize for each and every one of us what are truly what I call limiting habits? Because each and every one of us can define good and bad in different ways, different cultures, different beliefs. But if we just look at what is actually limiting us from going where we want to go and understand that the limiting habits are the ones we want to get rid of. So I wanted to add that so everybody can maybe recognize where they want to go for themselves on a piece of paper and see what are all the things they're doing during the everyday, including Netflix, that are limiting them from getting where they want. Because I believe Netflix is a good habit if it's not limiting me from getting to my next rank or to my next financial goal. Back to you, brother. You're doing an amazing job and you cracked me up with your skydiving experience.
Thank you, Ronan. Thank you. No, I'm just, like I said, what I'm doing here is really a 7-week course. I'm trying to fit it in within 3 Saturdays. So I'm giving them the pointers without going too much into it. Today, I definitely want to go through all the points. I hope I'm not going a little too fast. Maybe I should, I don't know. But I'm trying my best to make sure I cover this and, make a long story short, to get right to the point. I don't want to sound too harsh. I don't want to sound too direct and too straight. But unfortunately, I don't know any other way. I do not know any other way. Let me tell you something, folks. There's 24 hours in a day. What you do with that 24 hours is either put into good use or it's wasted. There's no in between. There is no in between. So be very conscious of what you do throughout your days, okay? Anything you did today, you did yesterday, if it did not inch you this much closer to your targets, hopefully you're clear on your targets, towards your goals, then it's wasted. It's all water under the bridge. All the Netflix you watched is only that, water under the bridge and your $20 a month out of your pocket. Okay? No, I'm not saying it cannot be used for entertainment and educational. Yes. But throughout the time that you want to utilize your time, you want to make sure you get the best out of your day, then you need to be very conscious of what you do every second, every minute, every hour. Micromanage your actions. Every night, what I used to do, and I still do, before I go to bed, I rank my actions throughout the day from 10 to 1. 10 being the best, and 1 being the worst, the least usable use of my valuable time. And if I'm not satisfied with my performance of the day, of how I utilize my time, we can always make it better. There's no such thing as 10 across the board, but we can always make it better, right? But we have to be conscious of it in order to make it better. So you have to make it a habit. So consciously, subconsciously, we do not waste our time. Sometimes I come across to some people that, I don't know, maybe disrespectful, maybe I'm in a rush, maybe, you know what? No, I just have to be very conscious with our time. My time is valuable, so is yours. And whatever time I use today and whatever I use is gone. So if I spend my days with watching Netflix, being on Facebook, preaching like I'm the next prophet, if I'm out there giving advice which I don't follow myself, if I'm wasting time all over the place, these are bad habits. Because the more we do it, the more we'll do it. And God forbid, if we have some fans that put likes on what we put out there, all of a sudden they give us, it validates, oh, man, didn't 100 likes or 50 likes or 1,000 likes, did it get you closer to your target? Is it making you money? Is it benefiting you, getting you towards? If not, make sure you get rid of them, at least temporarily, until you reach your target. And your target, I'm sure you're clear what your target is. So I'm going to rush through this because we don't have that much time and we still have a lot of points to cover. So next one is want it bad enough. You need to have to want something bad enough. You know, we always say to our tours, you have to want it so bad. Your why has to be so strong that it makes you cry. Okay, your why. Why is it that you want to do whatever it is you want to do? In this case, opulence. Why do you want to do it? Because you have extra $2,000, $500, $100. You have extra time in your day. You're part of the social group. That's okay if you're part of the social group. There's nothing wrong with that. but I don't think for most parts you got in to waste time. So you have to want it bad enough, okay? And you have to see, one thing I know amongst highly, highly, highly successful people, they want it like they need the air in their lungs. Yes, you heard me right. They want it like they need the air in their lungs. You have no air in your lungs, you die, right? So your desire for air oxygen is high, right? These folks are the same. If you want that level of high performance, again, to each their own. I'm not saying everyone should be this way. If you're happy with 500 a month, 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, you don't need to go take it to this level. But if you're truly looking to reach your best version, to reach your potential, to be the best you can be, then these are the good pointers for you to follow. You have to want it bad enough. You want to be an LD1 and you give yourself a target date of 1st of the month, trust me, you will make it happen. If you want to be an MGRS qualified, which is a joke really, if you want it bad enough, it will happen. If you wanted to get that car qualification, believe me, it will happen. Doesn't matter what you want. If you want it bad enough, it will happen. If you want that guy or if you want that girl, if you want it bad enough, it will happen, right? There's a lot of things out there. There's a movie called Secret documentary, and I have another documentary that I'm in, okay, the forward. There's many tools out there for you to condition your mind, and it teaches you on how to want something bad enough, okay? You can break it down, and you know what? When you want something bad enough, you will sacrifice without a shadow of a doubt. You will make sacrifices. We all make sacrifices because we want something bad enough. We don't make sacrifices because of the neighbor. If we do, we're going to whine about it and we're not going to do it for long. We're not going to make sacrifices for, no, we make sacrifices for something that we truly want bad enough. Okay? Sacrifices don't feel good, but they're well worth it. I'll tell you that right now. They're well worth it. I'll tell you quickly, when I got started in this business in 2008, yes, I did launch my shop in 2005. I did not get to work till August 1st, 2008. Okay? And 1 second, this thing keeps flashing. Drusilla, can you stop the flashing that's going on? I think, yeah.
I don't see
Thank
any
you.
flashing from my end, but
Hands being raised, boom, 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 keeps going on and off.
Okay.
So, yes. Please, guys, save your questions for later, folks, and we'll definitely try to rush to have some time. So, when I got started, August 1st, 2008, I didn't have any doubts whatsoever that I was going to be out of my job, that I work for the government, that I would be out of my job. I would get rid of that job when comes January 1st, 2009. I had no doubt in my mind. I was picturing it. I was imagining it. I was daydreaming. I was waking up to it. I was going to sleep to it because there was no option for me. January 1st, 2009, I was going to get rid of my job. Not because I was foolish, because this business called Opulence Global, GWT, aka GWT, was going to not just replace my income with the government, but it was going to more than double it. I had no doubt I was going to do that. And guess what? I had to sacrifice a lot of things along the way. I had to tell my friends, quick courtesy call, guys, I will not be able to attend to our Thursday night gatherings because we used to get together Thursday nights in this beautiful man cave with the hoist, satellite TV, beer, a fridge full of beer and alcohol, everything you wanted, with a gourmet kitchen attached, which my buddy's mother used to be an amazing cook. Everybody used to get together there on Thursday night to de-stress and hang out and work on our own cars, watch hockey night in Canada, whatever. I had to call. That was a tough decision. Thursday nights, we used to get there around 5, never leave till like midnight. I'm sorry, guys, what happened? Nothing happened. I have something extremely important to do. I've started something I've started a business and I need to be all over it. But when it comes January 1st, this business has grown to the point enough that I won't have a job and we can maybe reconnect then, which we never did really. But they all wanted to know what is it that I was doing because they want to do the same thing. That was a different topic altogether. But I had to let everyone know that I was not going to be around for a little while. Okay? I had to, this still hurts me today. I had brand new pair of Sea-Doos on a tandem trailer. Double trailer, 2 Sea-Doos, brand spanking new. That's sitting in my laneway. Remember, August 1st, I started this business full time, right? Sorry, part-time series, right? I had my job and my business. I sold the Sea-Doos for nearly half of what it was worth. I needed it out of my face. Some people say, why don't you just go put it in the store so you don't see it? No, because if I know it's there and we have the heat wave that we have over here, I will go get it. So I sold the Sea-Doos. I called the insurance company, took the insurance off of my hot rod. I took the insurance off of my exotic car. I had a Dodge Viper, you know? I took it off because without insurance, you don't drive in Canada. You go to jail, $5,000, $10,000 fine. And your insurance will be ruined for a long time. So I took the insurance off of it. I eliminated distractions and really there were sacrifices I had to make. But let me tell you, come January 1st, 2009, I had it all. More importantly, 2021, August, whatever it is, the date right now, I've had it all for 15 years and the best is yet to come. So don't be afraid of making sacrifices. Be true to yourself and to your business. Want it bad enough. Once you want it bad enough, the sacrifices come a lot easier because you know the light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, I have to put some hard work in. I have to accelerate. I have to compact and compress of what I need to do right now for the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years, whatever that is, so I can have it all ongoing forever. And when I croak and I'm gone, pass it on to my children, right? If you want it bad enough, to make sacrifices becomes a lot easier and you will do it without a question. Okay? So that is that. Next one. We talk about that one. Be an eagle. Be an eagle. I admire birds of prey, not just eagles, hawks. I love them. I just admire them. I think they're majestic. I think they're beautiful. And some parts of the world, especially in Africa, not even here in Canada, but not eagles like that. I go places, or maybe in Alaska, you see these majestic birds, and I look in the sky, and they looks like they're gliding effortlessly, and they're always by themselves. They're always alone. I see a lot of flocks here and there. I see some pigeons and some seagulls and some other not so majestic birds in the sky, in a lower altitude, but I see eagles way on top. And looks like they're not even flapping their wings. How are they gliding? How are they moving? Every so often they might give it 1 or 2, but they're just they're just something else. Study them, watch them. Why is it? No other bird can become an eagle. Okay? I was told in the past, you can fly with the birds, flock with the birds, or soar with the eagles. I'd rather be soaring with eagles, right? An eagle has some characteristics that not any other birds can match. And this is what makes them so successful. This is what makes them so majestic, okay? And this is what makes them what they are. As an individual, be an eagle. Rather than sitting at, like, again, take me the wrong way, guys. I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to do the best of my communication skills to relay my knowledge to you. Okay? You can sit amongst the people that are surrounding you, your population, your city, your country, or just whatever everyone's doing, and not be able to look beyond the next person or the next house or next wall, or you can be that individual that stands out. Now, if it's male or female, it's for both. It goes for both. Be that eagle. Have that eagle eye. Recognize an opportunity. Recognize good. Recognize beneficial. And be just that. Don't be afraid to be called weird. Okay? Don't be afraid to stand out. Remember, you need no validation from nobody. Reza Mesgarlou has a very, to some people, even my coaches used to tell me that. My employer, I had one employer when I worked for the government. I was told that I have a very bad attitude. Basically, I don't need validation from nobody. I try to do good. I try to be nice. And I try to build my future. I don't care if someone says, oh, it's one of those things. Oh, it's a pyramid thing. Oh, I know, but some people tell you outright, I'm a professional. This is not for me. So what are they telling you? That you're below them, right? That you're below them. That you need to do this because you don't have my qualifications or you're not part of the hierarchy like I am. Maybe I take it too personal. I don't know, right? These are the folks that that's when I actually move to the next level of telling them, I understand your level. I understand you're an executive. I understand you have a limited income. I understand you have a limited holidays. I understand you got to work and hope you have a pension. And if you're a doctor and a lawyer, you don't have a pension, so you better save enough now and invest in the right places. So when you retire, you don't be that broke person or someone who has to understand all of that. I know what you mean by a professional, and I respect it. I says, I am an eagle. I don't leave my time and destiny in the hands of ifs and maybes. I'm a visionary. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm going after the absolute best, whether it comes to income, lifestyles, freedom, and we have the platform within my company. We have that platform within my group. We have that platform within my organization. And it's not for everybody, so I understand. Okay? All of a sudden, they're shaking their head. They're like, did he just insult me? Or did he, it takes them a while to grasp onto what, but they do get it. Like, wow, I was thinking I was putting myself on pedestal, but this guy put himself on the stars. My pedestal is looking at the stars from way below. So you catch my point. Be an eagle. Be an eagle and do not look for validations from anybody. Remember, anybody and everybody and neighbors, friends, family, they do not pay your bills. You do. They will not secure your future, your family's future. You do. So don't look for validation from nobody. Now, always play to win. One thing that I always hear, and over the years, I didn't know how to address it unless it was one of my own. But I hear people saying, winning is not everything. And I'm scratching my head. Then what is it? Well, just playing the game, just being part, and, doing your best is good enough. I'm like, okay, I'm even more confused now. I know I want to win. I know your child wants to win. I know your wife wants to win. I know you as an individual want to win. But now you're justifying. You're taking that pressure off. You're putting yourself and your loved one in the comfort zone because you don't want to get out of the comfort zone, and you're justifying as to why you did not win. Winning is not everything, but trust me, it is the most important thing in your life if you want to succeed, to reach your potential. Okay? I know a lot of people settle. A lot of people settle for a lot of different reasons. Maybe self-esteem, maybe laziness. Maybe they just don't want to work as hard. Maybe they want to have the cake and eat it too, hoping that in the future somehow they become millionaires and, you know, maybe they'll leave a legacy. I don't know. I don't know. But I have always played to win. Always. I never went into a tournament as a world champion wrestler. I've never won to any tournament, whether it's a small tournament, medium tournament, or biggest tournament. I've never gone into one thinking that I'm not here to win. I'm here just to compete. Because there's people like that come in and say, I'm here to compete. Hopefully I'll finish in top 5. Hopefully I get lucky, get a bronze. You know? Again, I'm not downplaying anything. To be at the number 1, it takes a lot of ingredients, a lot of hard work. It takes so much, so much. And congratulations to whatever level of, level you have achieved. You have like, that's great, congratulations. But really, when it comes to our industry, I'm talking about network marketing. When Reza Mesgarlou, and I'm sure you the same, entered this industry, you did not come here to do okay. You did not come here to do all right. You came here to do exceptional. Why? Because it's possible. It doesn't take a lifetime hoping that you become a manager. You'll never become the owner, but to become a manager, become a senior manager, to become, I don't know, working for the government, I don't know, something. We got to in this industry because we're doing okay. We were doing all right before we came into this industry. This is the industry that's equal field opportunity. Anybody from any walks of life, any qualification, doesn't matter age, gender, religion, anybody can come here and hit that financial home run. This I truly believe from the bottom of my heart because I've seen it. I have seen it. Over the last 32 years, I've seen it. It keeps happening. So don't ever shortchange yourself by coming in to say, well, you know what? Let's see how I'll do. Maybe I'll do okay. All I want to do is maybe make some money. Let's see what happens. Let's try. That attitude, I know right there and then they're not going to make money. When someone says, well, I'm going to try my best, but the way they're saying it, it doesn't give me no energy. Well, I'm going to try my best. Well, right there is not your best. That body language just drained me. That body language just deflated me. Right away, I have to look somewhere else to pump myself up because your trying best is already deflatory. It's already like you already know that you're not going to try your best, right? People who want to try the best, they come and say, look, like Reza, like Ifra, like Renee, like Nancy, like Ronan, like many people, right? They'll come and say, look, I'm here to win. I'm here to hit the financial home run. I'm here to reach the next level because where I'm at is not where I want to be. And I know you guys have done it. So what can I correct? How could I fix? How could I change? How could I get better results? I'm ready to do whatever. I'm willing to do whatever needed doing. Trust me, the answers are there if you're really, truly ready to do what you got to do. Okay? So basically, one of the things that I want to finish up with this topic is almost everyone who comes in and does what they got to do, they see some levels of success. Okay? Whether it's they made 50K, they made 100K last year, 50K a month, doesn't matter. Or they hit 2K a month, forget about 50K, 2K a month, 3K a month, 2K a week, right? All of them knew what to do because they were listening and they were applying and they were excited. And therefore, the results. Now, by your excitement and playing to win part, you keep doing that, right? Hey, I made $2,000 this month. That was easy. Why not $4,000? So now let me do more of what I did to make that $2,000. So they do more to hit $4,000. See, people cannot see themselves more than twice of where they are. That's just the way it is. So when they hit the 4 grand, they're enjoying it as long as they don't get defocused. They stay focused on what they were playing to get them what they're getting. They keep playing that, playing to win, right? Now the 4 becomes 8. Once they hit 8, man, 8 grand a month, that's awesome. You know, let's make it 16. So they keep playing to win. They keep playing to win. But the fatal mistake that I've seen, unfortunately, that happens to these folks is when the money starts overtake the mindset. Now they got the money to off focus themselves. I've done it myself. By the way, I've done it myself. Okay? I've done it. I did it one time and I'll never do it again. My very first program. I was making, back then in early 90s, 18 grand a month. I had 14 cars sitting in the laneway and outside, and boats and RVs, and so I've done it. I'm not picking on anyone, but this is the fatal mistake. They stop playing to win. They start playing to sustain. Okay? They stop playing to win. And they start playing to sustain. And we have heard it from our CEO a lot of times. I don't know if he's on this call or not. There is no sustaining. Okay? This is one part I want to have a conversation with our CEO that he is so right. He is so right. I have analyzed things. I've been digging and trying to understand what goes wrong with people who started to have some good success. What changes in the process? We have a lot of different reasons what changes, but really, what really changes is they stop playing to win. All of a sudden, they focus on being a manager. The forensic calls it a manager, you know, a celebrity status. All of a sudden, you're a celebrity. You're not playing to win. You're not playing to bring people in. You're not playing to sell your products. You're not answering that call where you should. You're not following up the way you should. All of a sudden, who cares about MGRS? I'm already making more money, a lot of money. All of a sudden, you know what? I like the MGRS, but this month I'm too busy. Next month I'm busy again. The month after I'm busy again. Honestly, guys, I love you all, but if you're not qualifying for the bare minimum, I assume you're in the business part-time. Forget about part-time, serious or full-time, part-time. If you're not qualifying for MGRS, you're not playing to win. Okay? Write this down huge, somewhere you can see it. If you are not able to launch a new shop every month and sell some products, then you're not playing to win. You're just tagging along from different levels. You're hoping for the best. You're hoping something magically will happen. Maybe you don't see the importance of that MGRS that has not only on your team that they see you're qualifying, but it has on yourself. You feel good. You're doing it. So now you don't become rusty. Yes, we can get rusty in this business. You feel good. It becomes a habit, knowing consciously and subconsciously that you need to launch a shop, get a new partner every month. So you never rest on that part. You plant seeds nonstop. You follow up nonstop, right? And you got to have a VIP customer that you sell products to. I mean, how easy is that, guys? And I'm telling you, those, I've said it a long time, going back to 2018, January. Team that work with me in Africa, they know what I'm talking about. I'm still saying the same thing. And the teams that adapted that process of qualifying MGRS, they know how the business went, not just for themselves, but as a team, as a nation. I've seen countries going from 0 to number 1 in this company within a short time because so many people was so important to them to qualify MGRS. You don't believe me? Look at the United Stars. The country finishes first. Will have the most number of MGRS qualifiers, which in return translates to MGRS, to car qualification and LD2s and LD1, so on and so forth. So that's simple. Write it down, MGRS. If you don't know what that is, break it down, ask question, learn it. I think I beat you with that enough. Okay? Play to win. That is that. Have high standards. Example of my business, for example, right? I'm going to tell you, my standards are extremely high. People say, for example, I've heard people say to me, why is a guy like you working so hard? Why is a guy like you waking up so early or going to bed so late or both, or traveling 40 hours or 30 hours to Australia? I remember that was brutal. 37 hours each way, 38 hours. Anyways, I loved it. I loved being there, but it was a long flight. We found, I think, shorter ones. We'll see. Going to Africa, 20 some odd hour travel from Ottawa to Toronto, Toronto to Addis, from Addis to Nairobi or whatever, or to Europe, from Europe to. So people ask why someone at your level with your income, you got everything you want, would subject themselves to such a scheduling, such a hard work, so on and so forth. And my question to them is, how do you know I am where I want to be? They're like, well, you're making this much income every month. I'm like, okay. They kind of look at me and say, is that enough? I said, no. The compensation plan tells me that I can make $3.12 million a year, plus unlimited bonuses and all the extras. I'm not even a halfway there. Now, two things comes in their mind. Some of them say, well, if I was you, enjoy life. I say, well, what makes you think I don't enjoy life? But I'm not at my level. I'm not at my target, right? Set the bar high, set the standards high. And people look at me, they probably think, well, this guy's greedy, or they think I'm crazy, or they think I'm committed. I don't know what they think. I don't really care what they think. Same thing for yourself, guys. Set the standards high. Okay? When I went to wrestling championships, US championships, Pan American championships, world championships, I never went there to come back with a bronze or silver medal. Okay? I went there to absolutely prove to myself that I can be the best and I am the best. Come back with that gold around my neck. Okay? I remember RCO Ramin, same thing. He would actually, some crazy measures he would take to make his weight class, which sometimes I don't think he was the healthiest, but nevertheless, he was focused. And, we never went to come back with a bronze or a silver medal. Never. Okay? These are the things that, is very important. For example, Tiger Woods. How many drives do you think he does throughout the day? Michael Jordan, you guys heard these stats, right? How many times after a gym he would stay and practice his shots and layups and all that? Hundreds of times every single day. Everyone's gone home. The team is gone home. He would come early and he would stay behind later and keep practicing because he didn't want to be just a player. He wanted to be the number one. He wanted to be the best. He wanted to leave a legacy behind. He wanted to reach his absolute potential. You know what I mean? These are the folks that have set records that I don't think ever be broken. Even if they're broken, what they've done is exceptional, right? And same with Opulence. Basically, you want to become exceptional. If you want to reach your limit, your potential, the heights that unimaginable to an average person with a job, or even within the industry, it's all based on your discipline, on your schedule, how badly you want it, how many calls you make, right? Forensic has done it for you. Break it down. How many calls you need to do, how many dials get you, how many appointments, and how many appointments get you, how many new shop owners, partners, how many calls you make to make sales that's easy on products, right? Don't sit there and shortchange yourself. Have a very, very high standards, okay? LD1 to LD2, LD2, LD3, MGRS, we talk about it, right? So make sure that you do that, okay? We talk about be willing to make sacrifice, and this is, again, something that you can decide on what's important to you and what's not. At the end of the day, you got 24 hours in a day. What you do with that 24 hours, okay, is going to determine where you will be tomorrow, the next week, next month, and next year, and the next 10 years. This is very important to be conscious of that. Have a why, okay? Have a why, and your why will drive you. Your why will, let me see, where is it? Okay. Okay. Have a why. Have a why drives you. Have a why makes you work hard. Have a why makes you make the sacrifices without anyone's push. When you have a why that makes you cry, that we speak about earlier, that will make it a lot more easier for you and more willing to tolerate the discomfort, the pain, when you have a strong why. Okay? I have known people in the past, they have given up a kidney, not because they want to make some money. They have given up a kidney to a loved one, father, mother, children, sister, without a second thought. They encountered losing a kidney, risking their own health, taking time to recover, not being able to do a lot of things that they normally could do because they only have one kidney. They really got to take care of it, right? Because the why is so strong. Nobody had to convince them or con them into doing what they did. In Opulence, in the business, you need to have a strong why. My why was simple. I love family. I love my kids. I love my kids, like, made me understand what love really is. It's sad to say that I had to be all the way up into my 40s to 30, whatever it was, 39, whatever it was, to understand what love is. Because I thought I knew what love was, right? You don't know what love is until you have kids. That I tell you right now. I could see it from my mom. Sometimes I used to think my mom is being she's being a pain. Mom, I'm okay. Mom, I'm not hungry. Yeah, mom, don't worry, it's only a cold. Mom hasn't stopped yet. Why? Because of love. And what she's done, her why of doing what she did, being an ambassador, diplomat, to losing it all literally overnight based on the decision that was best for us, her children, which was her why. So here, have a why big enough that makes you cry. Sit down and think why you're doing this business. Is it at the surface so you can have more money, so you can buy new clothes, so you can get a better car? Or is it to help, I don't know, maybe an orphanage, maybe a family member, maybe your kids, maybe you have someone that, I don't know. All I know is if your why is strong enough, everything else will fall in place. This one is something that, again, it took me a while to understand. Okay, it took me a while. I mean, you understand, dress well. Yeah, okay, you dress well. That's good. Well, why is it so important to dress well, especially in our business? Why is it so important? I'm not saying go buy $3,000-$4,000 suits or shit, garments like that, right? You need to dress well. You need to dress successful. I know Randy Gage. I remember his name now. I know him well. You get your brain fails sometimes. I remember there was a Wednesday night that different leaders from different parts of the world were doing a training about different topics. And Randy Gage does not like to wear suits. Okay? Anthony Robbins, too, is another one, doesn't like to wear suits. So people were confused. You're saying dress success well, but you don't wear it yourself. And he says, dressing well doesn't necessarily mean a suit. Dress so you look successful. Look successful at all time. You get one shot often to leave your first impression, your impression. One shot you get at it. And if you don't look the part, you messed it up. Rabin used to always tell me, why don't you drive your Viper? Why don't you drive your expensive exotic cars? I says, because it's raining. Why don't you drive? I said, because it's winter. The salt and the snow and the ice is going to ruin my paint, is going to ruin my expensive car. And he says, you don't get it, because he's the opposite. He would drive his super exotic cars, all kinds of, in any weather. He would show specific, especially when it comes to a meeting, whether it's an individual or at a gathering, a business meeting. He says to me, you don't get it. I said, what don't I get? He goes, people do not know what you have at home. People judge you by what they see. If they see you with that car, they're not going to think of you as a top earner or someone that they need to follow, right? If you're not dressed, I used to wear suits. I still wear suits at our big events. I cannot wear a tie. It's just not possible. I will die in 5 minutes if I wear a tie. I've done it, but I wear suits. I wear suits at all major events that we have. Wear suits, right? I hate suits, but I know I got to do what I got to do, right? So at the end of the day, another guy I remember used to say in our industry, these are all training from millionaires and billionaires. He was saying that dress like you are the president of your country. Dress like you're the prime minister of your country. As long as you're building your business. How do you build your business? By being out and about, right? Even these days on the webcam. I could sit there in my grubs, or I can go take a shower and put on something nice. Because not everybody knows who I am. Not everybody knows who you are. So make sure your first impression is of a good one. That would make a big, 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 big difference, right? So another thing is, I have some cars and all that. I mean, most people don't know. In 1971 or 69 Corvette split window, yes, we're talking 1969, 70, right? Corvette split window, which is worth minimum $500,000 all the way up to $1.5 million. When the average eye sees you in an old car, they're going to say, oh, it's a nice old car. When they see you in a $50,000 new car, they're like, oh man, he's doing well. He's got a $50,000, like he's got a nice car, right? Not knowing the old car is far more valuable than the new car. I think you get my point, right? Look successful, right? Last but not least is, just do it, guys. Just do it. We talked about this already last week, but I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit more, okay? Just do it. Just do you, sorry. Just do you. What does that mean? You already know you're standing out. You already know what it takes to be at the top of your game, be at the top of the food chain. You cannot be mirroring people around you. You got to mirror those who stand out, okay? You got to talk like them. You got to look like them, not literally, but you know what I mean? You got to be successful. You got to think like them. You got to mirror them. You hopefully got a mentor that helps you with that process, right? So don't care about who says what. Don't take no BS from nobody. If someone comes to you remotely suggesting that you're less than them, or your business is no good, or your product, take offense to it. Stand up for your brand. Stand up for your company. Stand up for your partners. Because trust me, when you do not stand up for them and you can't entertain the insult, it's just going to become worse. At the end of it, they think they're right because your reaction was not of such that you're offended, and you're going to lose them anyways. And now they took a lot out of you. They wasted your time. Now you got to go repair yourself. Now you got to go feed yourself with some good stuff to bring your self-esteem back up, to bring your belief system back up about your products, about your company, about all of that. You already know, if you want to be the best you could possibly be in this industry, you cannot be of an average. Average is an average. They make the average, they live the average, they die the average. If you want to reach a potential, which I think everyone can, but very few are willing to do, you have to rise above being an average. When you rise above being average, you're going to look odd, you're going to look different, you're going to act different, You're going to keep evolving, getting better. And you know what? Don't give a damn about none of that. Grow thick skin, turn a deaf ear to these people, right? And the people who usually criticize, I know I'm a little bit too harsh. Maybe I'm a little bit too direct. But I'm not suggesting that you do what I do. When someone, whether they know me or not, make any suggestion that I remotely understand as an insult, I tell them, I say, okay, so what you're telling me, what you're suggesting, even though I've been doing what I've been doing for so long, I got the success I got. So, and I know what you're doing. I know how you live. I know where you live. I know what you drive. I know where you work. So I know they have nothing better to offer me, right? But yet they're ready to open their mouth to criticize. So I say to them, I say, okay, so I tell them, you know what? I fully understand. I fully understand what you're saying. You don't want me to drive my exotic cars. You don't want me to have my 26 properties. You don't want me to go, I've gone to 122 countries. You don't want me to have a wealth created for my kids or the generations to come. You don't want me to help so many people around the world with their pockets. You don't want me to support whatever we support, whether it's sponsoring a child, whether it's an orphanage, whether it is feeding 150 people, which I did a couple of weeks ago. You know, so you don't want me to do any of that. You want me to be like you, live like you, and work and die just like you. At this point, the jaw drops. I said, no, I'm asking because what I'm doing, I love what I do. And I'm telling you, see all these great things, but yet you sit here to criticize. Do you have a better thing to offer me or not? And answers often no. So just do you guys. So at this point, I am done. I know we kind of rushed through a lot of the parts. I actually skipped some of the parts, but it's 12:02. I would love to open the lines to hear from some of our partners, some of our questions that may be areas that you want to be clear on, suggestions, anything. So let's, Drusilla, back to you. Thank you very much. And I'm here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Reza. Wow. Part 3, round 3, however you want to put it. We're at the 3rd session. Thank you. Wow. Okay. If anyone would like to add anything, ask any questions when it comes to Reza's training today, put your hands up and I will unmute you. So go ahead and do that, or you can also put into the Q&A. But
just share with us, what is your highlight? What's the best part? What areas do you see that you can improve? You know, just don't be shy. This is interactive now. Get out there. Don't be shy. Remember, leaders cannot lead from the back. If you're shy to speak here, if you're shy to participate here, chances are most likely you won't in real world either. So again, telling it to you straight the way it is. I know many of you broken out of your shells and doing stuff that's unbelievable. And some of you still hiding behind, I don't know, you're just not getting out of your comfort zone. And that is the biggest challenge usually with most people. But I'm sure we will. We're all here for you. So let's do it. Let's hear from our African leaders, Caribbean leaders, Asian, Canada, North America, whatever. Let's hear from you guys.
All right. So we have Paulette that raised her hands. I've unmuted you. Go ahead, my dear.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. I just want to say I am so excited about this company. I've been only introduced to it a few weeks ago, and I am so ready. I am so excited. Oh my goodness, I just love it. Listen, I don't know, my two uplines, Yvette Harris from Barbados and Maria. I feel so guilty. I have to up very late at night and early mornings because this thing is in my blood. I am going to do this. And what really stood out with me was 3 types of people: make things happen, want things happen, and what the heck happened. Well, I am number 1. I'm going to make things happen, and you guys will see it. It's going to happen, believe you me. Put my name there, Paulette Miller. You are going to see her name appearing every day. Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome to home. Welcome home. We call it home. And quickly share with us, what is your target for the first of the month, before the first of the month? What of the things we talk about you're going to
Actually, I
accomplish?
have to get in.
Pardon?
I'm just in as a VIP, but I'm planning to come in at the full what is it? The other one, not advisor,
Lifestyle
it's
advisor.
advisor. Right, the very one.
Excellent.
I'm coming there. I'm coming for the
Excellent.
advisor. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm
Don't
coming.
waste time.
I'm
Get on
coming.
board. And let me tell you, once you start, first thing you want to focus on is MGRS, make yourself a schedule. As a matter of fact, just the fact that you had the courage to speak right
Yeah.
now, contact me privately and I will spend a session helping you with your setting of targets or whatever. I'll spend about an
Thank
hour
you.
with you. Okay? You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you
Appreciate it.
calling from?
Thank you so much. Okay.
Where are you calling from?
From Barbados.
Barbados.
Sunny
Awesome.
Barbados.
Beautiful. Welcome. Welcome.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Paulette. Anyone else that would like to share, please put your hands up and I will unmute you. I'm just muting you off, Paulette. Okay, wonderful. Please put your hands up. Reza, you're having so much compliments in the chat. And I just want to kind of reiterate of certain things that you were saying. You said this call is not for the sensitive. It's a plain truth. And that's absolutely so. You just give the hard truth of what it is and you lay it out. So it was absolutely amazing. We have Tammy, but Tammy, I'm not getting to unmute Tammy. Not sure why. Her hands is up, but I cannot unmute her. Tammy, please check on your end. Maybe you need to click on something your end, but her hands is up, but I can't unmute her. Please do that and check it out and you can, okay, there we go.
Let's hear from some of our leaders. Let's hear from, so many people we have on. Don't be shy, guys. Speak out.
We have Renee, we have Bronan, Amrjeet. Anyone, please feel free to put your hands up. Tammy, I've just unmuted you. If you want to share in the meantime, go ahead.
There we go. Hey, Reza, thank you very much. You brought it home. I'll tell you what, when you first saw me, I was in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair anymore. That FOL really did the kick. It brought me back. I'm walking. People around me, including my physician, still can't believe it. But you want to take action? Yeah, we've taken action. You ready to bungee jump? Come see me. We'll go to Dead Man's Bridge.
Awesome. Awesome, Tammy. Thank you.
You take care and never, I will tell everybody, never fear, because fear is something, it's false. You don't fear, you get it done.
Awesome.
Stay forensic.
Thank you so much, Tammy, for tuning in and share with us today. All right, so we also have Amrjeet. Okay, I have unmuted. If Amrjeet can come on, any one of our other leaders, feel free to put your hands up. I will unmute you.
Okay. That'll be good.
So Reza, I just want to say you tell the most hilarious and entertaining stories. My goodness, the way of training and also having us being focused and having us cracking up all at the same time. So thank you so much for that. And you mentioned also, you're welcome. And you mentioned also 7 weeks. It's basically a slam dunk in 7 weeks training that Reza have given in 3 Saturdays. And it's not even a whole Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, it's basically 6 hours. So I would say this is what we call a boot camp. And usually these kinds of trainings cost a lot of money in my past experience. And I'm sure persons on the line, I know Rez would agree with me, it costs a lot of money. So to have all these trainings come in just 6 hours and in 3 Saturdays, it's quite amazing. And we thank you again for that. So just want to share that with you.
I had to actually tone it down. I kind of had to be conscious of not everyone, because this training that we just witnessed, it was filtered and it was kind of like toned down because this training basically it is not. Some of it is not designed for people who want to sort of designed for people that are in this industry to absolutely hit the financial home run. And these people understand, most of them understand what's involved and they have thick skin. So they can handle it, but because we have a big audience and so I kind of try to do my best of delivering the area that's important. So yes, it was a toned down version. So if anybody wants one-on-one, then we can do one-on-one. Yes, go ahead, please.
Hi, Reza. Thank you so
Hello,
much.
hello.
Wonderful training. This is Jonathan from Nigeria. As a matter of fact, after picking almost 24 very solid nuggets from you previously, I thought there would be nothing more again for high performance mentality this time around. But you have exploded me further with another 12 solid nuggets. Even with simple things like dress well to leave the best impression, use your best car out regularly, and let people begin to ask you, what do you do for a living? We see you coming out so fine and neat. I mean, that is the best kind of thing you can do for yourself in this business. And I use this opportunity to thank you so much for this explosive exposure that you have given to us. Thank you so much, Reza.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. Those are very important points. You know, I was the hardest student myself because I always used to think like, you know, I don't like wearing suits. I don't like to hang out, you know, but then I got to learn you don't have to wear a suit. You can wear clothes and not necessarily mega dollar clothes, but clothes that makes you look successful. You have to be living the part, moving like one. You have to believe you are one. You have to believe that you're Warren Buffett if you want to be. You have to have that body language. You got to have those demeanors, that look in your eyes. So it's very important. Those little things play big, major parts. And it took me a long time, believe it or not, to fully understand. It's not just about wearing a suit to a meeting. It's not just about, you know, some people don't have a car. Well, it's okay. Then you make sure that you always pay attention to what you wear. Some people who have a beautiful car, maybe they can cut slack if they have to, without always being dressed up. Some people have the car, the name, and the clothes. I mean, all depends, but look successful. That's very important, right? Exactly. I know. Yes. I know some people, you know, will judge you even by the type of phone you carry. You know, especially when I go, let's say, in Africa, iPhone is a big deal. In Africa, iPhone is a big deal. And when I go to Africa, yeah. So I went and got the best Android because I have all the iPhones. But for travel, I have a lot of reasons why Android is better. I still don't know how to use it properly, but I'm learning. I'm torturing, get out of my comfort zone, trying to learn this damn thing, which I cuss at every single day, because it's going to make my life easier. It allows me to do more. And I even got hacked because I used the Android. People are saying, oh, don't blame the Android. But it's true. I got hacked hard, really hard, last November when I was in Africa. My phone was hacked because that's when I took the advice of our CEO and my cousin, put the iPhone in the garbage, get yourself an Android, a best Android you can find, because business people need an Android so they can, and it's true, with Android you can do so much more, but I also got hacked. I've never been hacked before like that with my iPhone. So anyways, this is not about promoting one or the other, but I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone so I can do more with my time and with my Android. That's it. So yeah, look successful, guys. Thank you very much, Jonathan, for coming on board. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. I'm just going to read quickly before Eula comes on. Renee Liao, thank you, Reza, for your amazing training today, delivering it as strongly and passionate as possible. So Eula, go ahead. I've unmuted you.
Thank you, Drusilla. Hello, Reza. Thank you for an
Hey,
amazing.
Yulia, how are you doing, sister? How are you?
I'm doing amazing, and after this training, the third week already, it gets me palms up, so it's good. The two best points that I took for myself today was leaving my comfort zone, and anytime you feel comfortable, just to create a little discomfort in all metrics of life, not only in the business. But I know how I feel when I need to push myself out of the comfort zone and how scary it feels sometimes. And I think it goes along very well with to have a why strong enough that it will actually help me to go from this comfort zone. So this is two strong ones. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad that you took that. And let me tell you something, Yulia, you have so much potential. You have so much potential. You have the talent, already know that. You have so much potential. You know what? Zero in on Royal. Anything less than that, you're shortchanging yourself. Okay, sister? Make sure, zero in, set the bar so high because you have everything going for you. And if you believe that, and if you're willing to put yourself out of your comfort zone, I have no doubt you'll be our next Royal. So keep it up.
Thank you, Reza. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Yulia. And we also have Maria Baptist. Maria, I've unmuted you. Go ahead.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much, the seller, for I'm going to call an excellent hello to you, Mr. Reza Mesgarlou. How are you, sir?
Hello, Maria. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Well, I just want to thank you so much for such a professional and epic presentation. For the last 3 weeks you're doing, to me, this is exceptionally very well. And one of the things what I love, because I never missed anything, and I think one of the main reasons why I have such a the habits that you talk about is as being an athlete, and I know you and your brother is also an athlete. I've been an athlete all my life, you know, represent my country, Grenada. And because of my parents, that trained and disciplined me to have that discipline and the same work ethic in my athletic abilities that I put into my business. So to me, you hit all of the main key points. And I just wanted to share that again, becoming a mental warrior. I am a warrior and I love that eagle. They say, soar like the eagle, don't scratch with chickens and turkeys. So I've done and doing the best to the best of my ability, and also is training all my other team members and partner to do the same. So this presentation, the 3 weeks, is very, very helpful to each and every one, especially the new person. And I'll speak on the behalf of Paulette Miller, the lady who just spoke from Barbados. Actually, my LA is Yvette Harris, who launched about 2 years ago, but I never gave up on those ladies. I mean, spite they went through the ups and downs. One of the things they know, and they know that I'm a great leader because I never give up. I never give up, and they thank me. So she just introduced me to 2 of her new ladies, which is you heard from Mrs. Miller. I mean, this woman is a champ. She is, you call a firecracker, and I've been working with her for the last 5 days now. We got like about 10 people. I did a couple of 3-way calls who also become VIP. She's just in a couple of days to hit that LA. And I'm telling you, that woman will be flying like an eagle. So I'm there with her 110%. And we work with a group of people all over the Caribbean island and Africa. So I just want to thank you so much, Reza, for all that great words of inspiration. You give your talents, you give your experience. And I think this should be able to help to change people's life. And the most important thing is to have a why, because your why gonna make you cry. Thank you so much for all what you share for us. One team, one dream, and to the billion, all the way. I am here to win, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Maria. And that's true. It's one thing I know athletes are strong in is one of the areas they're really strong in is discipline. If you are an athlete and you ever accomplish anything, you couldn't do without discipline. And discipline is what I see your strength is. I have no doubt you're going not just where you are, your business, the best is yet to come for it. So keep it up, Maria. You're very much appreciated. Thank you for sharing a couple of words. So
Thank you very much, sir.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much, Maria. And we also have a question, Reza. Fatia says, hi there, everyone. My question is how the affiliate links work as a VIP customer, and also the links active or not. His links active or not. I guess she's saying, is this active or not? When a VIP customer refers someone to buy a product, and what can, then she corrected the question, what commission he earns, points or cash?
We can actually answer that privately because we've gone over the time that we have. That's something that can be answered by any one of us. So please don't hesitate to message us privately, or I don't know who is there that is in your My5. They'll be able to answer that, or actually better than answering that, they can walk you through it so you can understand how it's done. Okay, so yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for answering that, Reza. And we also have Miriam Adams. Okay, Miriam Adams, it shows that she has to be promoted before Adam getting on. Oh, okay, here you go, Miriam.
Hello.
You're muted, my dear.
I just want to say thank you, Reza. It was an awesome training. It kind of like recoup us back to life again, you know. And what you have said is correct, you know, discipline. And that is sometimes we're losing a little bit of discipline here and there, and then you kind of like lose that focus, and you bring us back again to focus. I'm ready to open back Tanzania. I have amazing leaders, Jonathan, Margaret, Susanga, Estella from, you know, the Nigeria is open now, East Africa. Tanzania, we have Shamila Wafa, they're running, and we're looking forward to meet with you, you know, in Tanzania. So this training, it kind of like helped me a lot to really take that step. And next week I'm leaving to Tanzania and Kenya and have more confidence that I can do even better than before, you know, so I'm looking forward.
Congratulations, Mariam. Awesome. Keep going. Best is yet to come.
Thank you, Reza. I'm looking forward to build again East Africa, Kenya, and Tanzania together.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marian. And thank you so much, Ifra, for sharing part 1 and 2 of Reza's link for the training from the past 2 Saturdays. I'm just going to read through a few. Reza, so we have Fiona that says, this company keeps peeling information like onions. You think you know, you think you are done, but just a few greater ones appear. Reza, your nuggets today are unmatched. Thank you, sir. So you're having lots and lots of compliments. There's so much in the chat going on, Reza. We're going to take Zara. Zara, you're welcome. Go ahead and speak.
Hello. I want to say hi to Mr. Reza. I wanted to thank you for your patience and time with us today. I really appreciate the advice you gave us today alongside your knowledge. And I'll be looking forward to enjoying more of your meeting in the future. And the notes I was taking, I want to always remember why I make my decision to become one of the family of Opulence Global. And my why is always what drives me. I always want to be to win, always place to win. That's what I like. And also I want to have high standards and willing to make sacrifice. Thank you so much for your time.
You're most welcome, Zara. I'm glad that you found it beneficial, and I have no doubt by applying even a little bit at a time of all the things we talked in the last 3 weeks, anyone can reach the top of this food chain, top of the composition plan, to be amongst that 1%, right? I mean, I don't know where you're calling from, but if you make over 100 grand per year, you're amongst the top 1% in Canada. Okay? Imagine that. So anybody from any walk of life can shatter that and be amongst that top 1%. So you can do that. I have no doubt you'll do it. I'm glad you were on, that you took notes. And let's see you on the posters released by the company. Our newest LD1, 2, 3, whatever, car qualifier. Let's do that. That's what puts a smile on my face. I do not get tired doing this. I do not get tired. I might get thirsty because I'm talking a lot, but I tell you, this is called loving what you do. And what makes me even happier to see anyone within Opulence world sharing their success, whether it's a retail sale, whether retail sales, whether it's having so many VIP customers, whether it's becoming LD1, LD2 cruise qualifier. This is what makes my day. So keep it up. Let's keep going.
Thank you. I forgot I'm in USA, and
Nice.
I've just celebrated my 1-year-old last Friday. So I'm very exciting. I'm a lifestyle advisor, but I celebrate that I'm the top of the company.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you know what you got to do? You got enough days left in a month that you should not only be LD1, you should be MGRS qualified and even the car 2. You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 24 hours in each day. So break it down, get organized, and smile and dial and start showing the deal. Be relentless and prove it to yourself before you prove it to anyone else that you can do it, that it's doable. And from that point forward, you know what to do the rest, all the way up to the Royal. So thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Zara. And we have here from Sister Ifra. She says, thank you for another fantastic training, Reza. Looking forward to teaching in my Somali team tomorrow. So there you go with that. Okay, wonderful. Let's see if we have any more hands up. And we do. Okay, go ahead, my dear.
Wow, thanks a lot, Reza. This is Fabi from Kenya. Thanks, Reza, for pouring that ice cold water on our faces so that we can wake up from that slumberland. We know we have we thought we know I'm the one who said you keep peeling information like onion. Today we thought we have it all, you bring a great new one. Thanks a lot. We are awake. We are awake and ready to run, Reza. Thank you.
Very welcome, Phoebe. Very welcome. I know what you're capable of, especially you are, you're like a bulldozer that makes it happen. And you know what? Just be consistent. Just keep going. And the best is yet to come, because I know you're one of my champions. You're one that will lead a team of champions. And you know what? Let's just keep doing it at a higher level. So glad I think you were on the call, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And go ahead. We have Daniela.
Reza, hey everybody. This is Charlene from Dominica. Thank you for this amazing training, Reza. I really enjoyed it. And what I really loved, one of what I really loved is to dress well, dress professionally, because whatever you present yourself as, that's what they see you as, no matter how it is. So if you're not dressing for success, then they will not see that you're doing something good. So thank you so much for your training. Amazing.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charlene. You logged in under another name. Okay, wonderful. Nice to hear from you, my dear. Okay, anyone else that would like to share now before we close the call off? I know for all of us, especially Reza, had a long morning and he had a lot to say. Reza, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Honestly, guys, you have it all within yourself. You have it all within yourself to do and make whatever you want happen. You have it. You have more than enough. You need to be aware of your own potential, even if you've never really looked at it that way, thought about it that way. Every single one of you on this call, whether I know you or not, I know that if you wanted to, and if you utilize everything that's available to you, whether through this company or from outside this company with this, you be able to accomplish without a shadow of a doubt. What you need to do is you just have to do it. We went through that slide. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. And that's it. It's that simple. We work together, one dream, one team. And you know what? You're not alone in this. If you have not pulled the trigger yet, then you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself that question. I've been in this business for a year, for a month, I don't know, for a week, you know, no excuses. If you joined a week ago and you still haven't done a thing, then you really got to question yourself. Did I just join this business to get products so I can get discounts, or I joined this business because I want to advance, I want to move up, I want to build? No, there is no excuses, guys, right? This is the kind of business you can do it at the leisure of your own time. You make your own schedule. So do not shortchange and do not justify. If your thoughts are that you did this because you want to do extra whatever, or you want to get rid of your job and you haven't done anything for the first week, that's not a great start whatsoever. Imagine buying your dream car and you're anxiously waiting to get the car delivered to you. The car gets delivered to you, you have the key in your hand, but a week later, you still haven't gone to even look at it. You haven't gone to open the door, look at it, sit inside of it, go for a spin. Does that make any sense? I know it doesn't for me. When I buy something is because I really want it now. So if you have launched a shop a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, and you haven't done anything with it, then you really need to look in the mirror and you need to sit down and have a good conversation with yourself. Have a good conversation with your upline, qualified uplines, and sit down and strategize and plan. So do we still have Ronan on the call, Drusilla?
Yes, Ronan is still here. Let me get his hands up. Ronan, please put your hands up and I will get to you and unmute you.
I don't see him, but he's usually on till the end.
Yes, I'm sure Ronan is on the call. Just sorry, when you use different computers, you just have to, as you were saying, Reza, with your phone. I'm trying to navigate on my Mac here. So one moment and I'll get to that. In the meantime, I just want to remind everyone, do not miss Monday night product call. I've heard there's a big announcement coming, so make sure that you are on the call, message your team, get your team on and have everyone there as it's going to be a big night. Okay, I got Ronan. And Ronan, here you go. I've unmuted you, Ronan.
See if it works. 1, 2, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
What can I tell you, LD4 Reza Mesgarlou? You are leading the way and you're waking everybody up, including me, by the way. Yeah, phenomenal presentation. And I really hope that all the people that I recommend to be on those calls are, and if not, we hit them on the head after to listen to the recording. Because, you know, there are so many trainings on how to do, and you have not fallen there. You have taken us into what truly makes us do and not so much how to do, because the second we want to do, we find how to do it. We have My Fives, we have prosperity calls, we have prosperity book that is our Bible, we have our best monitoring system in the world, and you know, the MO box and the forensic networker. But what you have given in the last 3 weeks, from my point of view, is the true soul of each and every one of us identifying how badly we want it. And, you know, today you have taken me through memory lane, because we have known each other now 7.5 years. That's a long time. And as you were telling the stories about the skydiving and Australia and our LD3 tours, and I really remembered that sometimes we can get so bogged down in concerns and fear, instead of being elevated by all the great things that we actually receive beyond the money. The money is a byproduct. It is impossible to love what you do, to constantly be in action, because you can't stop. it's impossible not to make income. But in reality, when I look 7 years back, the experiences that I had, those are 7 years that no money in the world can actually buy. And the truth is that everyone on this call and that is watching this video needs to know that none of those accolades ever come to us just because we want them. They only come if, like you said, we take ourselves out of the comfort zone, we reevaluate what it is that we want, because we can't just say we want money. We want to see what to do with that money. We want to see it in order to be elevated daily, to make those simple 20 calls every day and ask the simple question, is it okay if I'll expose you to? And as long as you keep doing that, everything else falls into place. And I truly appreciate you. And I think I speak for everybody. This is vital. This is very, very important. And now it's up to every one of us individually. As you said, look in the mirror, evaluate what you want and how much you're willing to do for it. The second you start, even if you think it's hard, I promise you, you do it for 1 month and it will no longer be hard because it will be what you love to do every day. You wouldn't choose to do anything else once you overcome that particular line that I call, the barrier. And I see athletes do it. I see, how many times do we run? And if we don't crash this barrier, we never get the second win to move to the real race. And here it is the same. It does not require much. Simple 3-4 hours a day of the same activity, and you will cross your barrier. And the second you cross that barrier, you fly. And I've been there, and I've been behind the barrier many, many times in this company, also many times. And I know you'll be honest with everybody to tell them that in the last 7 years, I've seen you behind that barrier at least twice. What's inspiring about you, and that's why you're a world champion, is that you have done it so many times that for you, it takes about a day or two to hit yourself on the head and to cross that barrier. For myself, it might require a week or two, but it's not important. Each and every one of us can do this. So find your desire and start working towards crossing that barrier so you can fly and join us all over the world. Corona, not Corona, no one will stop networkers from flying, meeting, hugging, and truly enjoying what this business can bring. I really was not thinking of actually coming twice, but since you called me, I had to, as you said, I had to speak.
Well, what I'm going to do is, Ronan, next training, I don't know when it's going to be, maybe the week after, not next week. I'm going to maybe have you to co-present with me, and we'll go over some of the how-tos. We'll go over some of the basics of what a new member needs to do and different styles of getting it done. So I know your style and my style are totally opposite. And we also know they work. I remember when we combined it together in Bahamas, we came back matter of hour going out, I don't know, 2 hours going out. And we were not there to prospect, we were just hanging out. We each came back, I don't know, with 10, 15, 20 prospects each. Yeah, we're having fun, and we just, our style, it worked well. So why not have fun and be able to build significant, income built. So, I mean, I think it will be good. I think it'll be good, our training together. So definitely we'll do that, folks. We'll do that, Ronan. So I don't know where you are right now. I know you're in the mountains or bush or the middle of the pyramids. I don't know where you are, but but I'm going to see you soon anyways.
I'm sure it's going to be so much fun of a call, and anyone that is watching this recording or live with us, this is a call I would not miss, because Reza and I can be serious clowns, but we know how to have fun, and truly without fun, this business cannot be done. We can't be too serious. We need to be serious with ourselves. So yes, I will see you whenever. I think we have Night of the Stars, maybe next week. So probably the week after. Why not? Let's do this.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Ronan. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ronan. And thank you for that announcement too. That was coming up next, that I was going to remind everyone that Night of the Stars is next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you do not miss that. And a quick reminder again, as we're stressing on this, that Monday night product call, there will be a big announcement, a big promotion. So make sure you get on that call, message your team and pack that call. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Check your time zone and get on that call. Do not miss it. And I just want to make a little request, if that's okay, to Reza and Ronan. So for your training, maybe if you can put in the building of good habits, and also with Ronan that says limiting habits, if we can have a bit of a training in between of that, that would be amazing. I find it will be very helpful of how we can progress to the next step with the good habits and also limiting habits. That's just from myself. So thank you so much once again. Thank you to all our partners on the call. Reza, wow, wow, wow. It's been an amazing, amazing 3 Saturdays. And we look forward for the next training with both yourself and Ronan. With that said, thank you everyone for being on the call. Everyone held on and they stayed on. Have yourself a wonderful and happy Saturday and stay safe. And we will see you on Monday night product call, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And don't forget again, next week, Saturday, we will have Night of the Stars, and we'll keep you in touch with what we're doing for the following Saturday for the trainings. Take care, everyone. We're one team, one dream. To the billions, everyone, to the billions. Have a wonderful
To the billion. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Drusilla. Awesome, awesome hosting. And yes, let's keep these things going. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Reza, being here and learning so much behind the scenes and taking all these amazing notes. And I hope everyone took a lot of notes also. Sorry for the scramble of the pages, but it has been absolutely amazing to help us to build our business to the next level. So we thank you for that. Have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night.
To the billions.